We're in Selkirk, about to set up on the Capital Trail. I'm here with my mate Sally. How far are we going today? 120 odd K?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. The sun is actually shining. Come along for the ride with us. We're going to talk about bikes and kit and all this stuff. Sally's got like all professional stuff and I've just got a backpack full of shit. Let's go.
River Tweed. And we're on the cycleway in between Innerleith and the people.
Actually, Innerleith was looking really busy. So many mountain bikers out there.
It's good to see.
Yes, that must be so muddy for you guys. Respect.
Oh dear. I'm trying to do my Scottish accent.
This got really steep really fast.
Come into the hill, drop down through some woods, drop down to dam side.
Well, so we've done about 20k so far down the river. It's been dead good, isn't it? It's like squatting down. You've got sultanas and cherry. I'm going to dig into some miso and ginger rice cakes. So looking forward to these.
I've got military issue flapjack. Yum.
Food connections. Ginger rice cakes.
Whoa! That's amazing! Ditch that.
I'll show you guys the recipe someday. Just on the mud. This is the most insane tailwind ever. Literally being blown uphill. I'm not even pedalling. Ah! 22%. Just stopped at this lovely little Scottish cafe. Scotland is not famous for good cafes, but Kathlean recommend this one. Try it. Argue this out in the comments, but Whisper Gold is officially the best chocolate bar ever. Tell me I'm wrong. Right then, this is pretty much downhill to Edinburgh. Just about to see the Forth Road Bridge down there.
Biscuits and tea, essential.
So this has turned into the most random video ever because it was so windy today. We couldn't record anywhere on the route, could we? Because all you guys would hear would be like...
You can just tell by my hair how much windswept it's been.
So we're in this lovely B&B, but it is very Scottish and very twee.
Very twee. Very Laura Ashley around us. Yeah, we've even got teacups,
net curtains and everything. So we're going to try and talk you through the route and we'll put some B-roll of what we all did so it's a bit more entertaining for you. So yeah, left Selkirk this morning. That was awesome. Lovely little spin across the road, thinking, oh yeah, we're getting the miles in, this is all good.
Jumping the miles
the gravel, and then didn't realise that there's literally the world's best tailwind behind us. And then we did that first climb and oh my god, the ground was so wet. It was just, we couldn't get any traction.
But I think considering those tyres that we've got, well, definitely me, I definitely said maybe I should take a bit of air out, but it did all right. It did all right.
Going up that hill was like being on a turbo trainer sometimes. Until you fell off sideways. That was all cool though. We just walked a bit, hiked a bit, and then that was all good. And then that first descent, I got a bit carried away thinking, yay, descent. And just went sideways. You know when your back wheel overtakes your front?
Yeah. And I watched that, so I just kept back.
I wonder if you've got any of that on camera of me just trying to get...
And then after that, what was after that? We
did some awesome bits of legitimate gravel. Yes. You know, we often get criticised on this because we do chunky gravel, which is more like mountain biking. But I think that was proper gravel.
Yeah. The Drovers route. That's the great thing about around here in the borders and things like that. There's lots and lots of drovers routes, which is true gravelly route, I think, without a doubt. And you can cover quite a lot of ground over a lot of period and feel really remote, right in the middle of nowhere. Even though you're in between a big cities, like, you know, Edinburgh is only like a stone throw away, but you feel like
really established trails actually, aren't they? And they're still kind of used by farmers and stuff, it looks like. And that was really pleasant actually. I really enjoyed that whole little journey through the mountains. That was really cool. You're on the time, your lovely time. You're enjoying it.
Oh my god, I am.
First time we've spoken about it since we gave it to you.
Definitely. So I don't know, my experience with bikes, I've just always gone for like a Ford Focus bike, if that makes sense. The middle of the road, it does everything. Now I feel like I'm on a Ferrari, and now I really appreciate and understand why these bikes are expensive and what they give, because the ride is phenomenal.
You're flying on it, literally. Like,
oh, well, I don't know if I'm flying, but when I'm going uphill. What is the biggest thing I'm finding is as I'm going uphill and I'm pushing down on the pedals, the energy that I'm putting in my feet is actually just going through the bike and driving me forward and up.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
It's really mad. You never really thought that a bike you had before was flexible until you get on something like that, and it's so direct. You feel so connected.
Yeah. And I always thought it was all about the rider. A good rider can ride any bike, and I agree with that statement without a doubt. But having a good bike and then, you know, a good rider, if I'm a good rider.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah. Flying today. We got some footage of you doing some gnarly stuff on that bike.
But it really does. It's that bike has helped me up my game for sure.
Yeah, and you were only on the ADHX, which is the 38mm tyre. You got running 40s, which we get away with in that frame. But we took some chunky gravel through all that.
Yeah.
And it's I was following you. You were absolutely on fire. It was brilliant. So the route that we're doing, the Capital Trail.
Yes. Ooh, biscuits.
Drop your biscuits.
I got biscuits. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. I'll leave the biscuits on the floor.
So the route that we're doing, the Capital Trail, it's a traditional bike packing route, but it's really designed for mountain bikes. So we just need to become clean with our audience that we're not doing the full legit. No. You've done, like, you've taken out the mountain bike.
Yeah, so the Capital Trail has been something on my radar for a while, but then I also wanted to ride my time bike, and I knew that there are limitations of what these bikes can truly do. So I knew that we couldn't do the true Capital Trail. So I just looked at it over at an OS map, where the route went, and then picked the bits that I feel that a gravel bike could do.
So the normal one would do a little bit of stuff in Innerleithen, a little bit in Glentress, which we passed on the way, taking on some proper mountain biking. I could see some of the bits that we potentially, but it's still a great gravel route. 112k today. It's still pretty challenging.
Yeah.
I think the wind made it challenging, but it was
with 2,000 metres ascent. It's it's quite, you don't realise you're going uphill because it's quite rolling. The environment around here is very rolling, and you're in the glens a lot. I don't think you realise how much hiking you do.
Although it was that 22% gradient. My Garmin was saying
22%. But they like short and sharp, those bits, for sure. Yeah.
So that was all good. I tell you what, tomorrow.
Oh.
We need to think about tomorrow because with the wind, we've just walked. So we've just been for dinner in Edinburgh. By the way, went for ramen. How nice is ramen at the end of it?
Very nice, like, definitely.
It just feels like a hug inside your body, doesn't it? Like warm, brothy hug. But we're because like 30-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow.
Yeah. When you do these journeys, I think there's a fine balance. You want it to be adventurous, you want it to be fun, but also you don't want it to be a proper grizz out fest. So I think tomorrow potentially we'll see. I said to Paul, we've been sort of discussing over our tea, let's get to this point, reassess, get to this point, let's reassess, let's get to this point. Like, we don't want to totally go like shut it down.
We can't. With like the cars like in Selkirk.
I know, but you can. There are alternate, like there's the Sustrans Route 1 that takes us pretty much, but
yeah, there's an option, isn't there?
There is.
There is an option. So we're going to have a look at some options tonight on the map and just be aware, because like fighting a 30 mile an hour wind all day tomorrow, and it's literally southerlies and we need to go south. I'm just walking down the street. I was like holding my shopping bag full of like tomorrow's breakfast and like being blown backwards. And that's in the city. I don't know.
We'll see. One step at a time.
Yeah, I think we got our food quite right today. We had some rice cakes.
Oh my god, they were amazing.
Yeah, the miso and ginger is like pretty cool.
Oh
isn't it?
my god,
miso and ginger rice cakes.
And I don't know about people out there when they do enjoy it. Sweet, and you just get you just don't want them more sweet.
Your mouth goes.
Yeah, and having the savoury one, flipping brilliant idea, and so easy and convenient and moist.
Yeah. And we might do how to cook rice cake recipe on the channel one day. Been brave enough. And then we've just been to the shop, haven't we, and done the traditional porridge and stuff like that to get us going. It's we're in a city, we can get breakfast anywhere, but we kind of need to get going, don't we? And then there's not really anywhere to stop. So big feed in the morning.
I think also with that weather forecast, like any time we can give ourselves will give us more success to be able to do the route with that weather. Yeah,
our average speed today was like 13.5 kph, over 2,000 metres of ascent, wasn't it? So I'll be surprised if we do half that tomorrow. I don't know, 9-10 kph. If we do that, I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah. Well, to be continued for sure. Yeah.
Right, drink of tea.
Ching.
Get to bed.
Ching.
Good day out. Cheers, Sal.
The sun has got his hat on. Hip, 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 hooray.
Day 2. And it's actually a beautiful sunny day, we thank God for that. It is really windy. We're going to go a shorter route today, aren't we? Because
we are.
Weather forecast is like average wind speeds 35, gusting 76.
Yeah, not good.
And we've still got a 78k.
Yeah, 78k, 1,000 metres of climbing. So steady-ish day.
Into Storm Kathleen.
Into a southerly wind, and we're going. Yeah, south.
Well, the car's 73 kilometres that way, so we best get going.
We better, without a doubt.
Let's do it. You know when you pull away from the accommodation thing and your bike's absolutely fine, and then realise that you've actually got a flat tyre. So first things first, let's get pumping. That was a morning.
No, I don't think I'm looking for that.
Right now we are in Leafton. We're in a really cool cafe called Lulu Bells. They do really cool shops when we buy these. Like they've got a little shady thing on the side. Like when we set off from Edinburgh this morning,
yes,
I thought we were going to be a bit of a wuss and like just get out.
Yeah.
I was so wrong. That was brutal.
So we left Edinburgh and I thought to myself, are we being self by doing this option?
Yeah.
We had decided to shorten the route, and actually it was a really good decision. We've just come over the moors. Oh,
that last 20k, it just felt like the little counter wasn't moving.
Yeah.
It was.
Wind was coming in. It was the gusts. I think I was a bit worried at one point, like proper hit me big time.
Like trying to stay out of the way of cars. Oh my god, I felt like a bit of a fight.
Yeah,
Come on, they're trying to make progress. Yeah, we did the right thing.
Yes,
we did
the right thing.
Going over the moors and that would have been, oh my god. But lovely scenery when you actually sort of looked up away from your step.
Very much so. Yeah, now
beautiful valley and stuff. People are out playing golf.
I know. And I can't get the fact it's sunny, but brutal wind.
Yeah, it is actually a beautiful spring day, and the lambs are out, and the daffodils are out. And yeah, we're here being like, what the hell?
Oh,
good morning though. Right, that's enough of that. This is
food.
Let's get into this. Look at that, delicious.
car on the way back because as we finished the ride, the heavens opened and we just dived into the van and oh my god, it's soaking wet. So we're driving back now. What a great weekend. Thanks, Sal.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
I'm so glad we didn't try and do the final day of the Capital Trail because that wind, oh my god.
There's something satisfying with a forecast when you read on Friday and then you set out with a little bit apprehension about what the weather will throw at you, and you have a cracking day on Saturday, and then you've got the ability to adapt to change when the forecast totally is wild.
Yeah. It made me think about what I was packing. I definitely looked at the forecast thinking, oh, I'm going to put that extra jacket in, and it wasn't until the last 25 minutes of the ride or something that we put our waterproofs on. But I'm so glad we had them because that was heavy rain.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine we would have been so wet, and it was like hailing.
Yeah. 4 seasons in one day, I believe we've had.
Yeah.
The only thing we didn't have is snow and thunder, really. But
we were just chatting about trying to keep our feet warm, and the wind chill. It's when you got like gusting 70-mile-an-hour winds. How the hell do you keep your feet warm against the wind chill? I mean, we both had waterproof socks on, and it was actually quite warm, but even still.
Yeah.
So trying to look after. I think that's the biggest thing with endurance stuff is it's constant evaluating, trying to keep your body healthy, warm, well fed.
I think there's a fine balance. How I see it is that it's about pushing yourself, but then not pushing yourself over the limit where your health deteriorates. So it's finding that balance for me. It's, there's moments where you definitely have to stop and address yourself and look after yourself and and recalibrate, and then once you've done all those things in place, you can actually then perform. But sometimes you can ignore that and just go over it, and before you know it, you've crossed the line.
It's a good point, actually. Going up that hill today in that headwind where you can't really take your hands off the handlebars, you could be blown into the hedge. Even just one-handed, just trying to turn the camera on every now and then was like, whoa. But eating, because you obviously put out more power. My legs were burning up that hill. I was looking down at the Garmin, it was like 4-5 kph speed.
Yeah.
Could have walked up that hill faster. But yeah, I knew I had to eat because we were chunking through the calories way faster than we would do normally, but without the ability to just easily eat food because it was so windy. But my brain was always going, I need to eat, I need to think about this. I'm actually working way harder than I want to be working just to keep moving. And
they do say if you're thinking about it, you need to do it.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. In fact, once you thought about it, it's probably too late.
Or the expressions someone said, when you can't be bothered, it's time to be bothered.
That is such a good thing. Really good advice there for anyone doing endurance stuff. It's admin, isn't it, all the time? You can't afford it. Once your hands are cold and you can't undo the wrapper of your food,
you're useless. Admin is really important because the last thing you want to do is, like, if you've got a crooked old bike and you're taking a crooked old bike out on an endurance event, and then before you know it, because it's poorly maintained, something happens out there.
Yep.
It just adds another element to the whole challenge itself.
Talking of which, bikes didn't skip a beat at all.
My God, it was amazing. Those bikes, it's so nice to be on a bike that you're so confident with. It was absolutely priceless, for sure.
I had one little puncture. God knows what happened there, because we just pumped it up and I never had another problem. It must have had a thorn or something, and the sealant just sorted it out because pumped it up in the morning and it's been fine ever since. So,
I think it's essential with gravelling journeys, definitely gravel journey, tubeless, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, the jury's still out on road, but gravel and stuff like that. I can't imagine how much stuff we've hit. Like riding down that rocky slope, with all those, the amount of times that you must have hit the rims. And we've had so many snake bites.
Oh, for sure.
Would you recommend the Capital Trail to anyone else?
Do you know what? I am intrigued now because I feel like we've scratched the surface. We haven't done the Capital Trail, but we've done aspects of the Capital Trail, and I'm definitely intrigued to do the whole journey itself. And I think all the research I've read about it, most people do it on a mountain bike. Oh, did you feel the wind there?
Yeah.
Most people do it on a mountain bike, so without a shadow of a doubt, I think I'll be doing it on my mountain bike.
Yeah, I'd see like a 3-day journey, including the bits around Glentress and Innerleithen and would be pretty cool. It is a big journey actually. I love stopping in the city. It's meant to start from the city, isn't it, and then go out into the borders. But I've really enjoyed our overnight in Edinburgh. That's such a
quirky
way to overnight. Yeah, I guess we don't spend a lot of time in city, so it's quite a novelty for us. I guess quite a lot of people watching this looking to escape the city, but actually every now and then,
definitely,
a little dose of normality does us all right.
Yeah.
So anyway, top weekend, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this little episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Think about liking, subscribing, add your comments down below, and we'll try and put links to various bits and pieces we've talked about in the whole thing. And yeah, thanks, Al.
Hey.